With more and more momentum on the side of raising the minimum wage across the country, in fact, some cities instituting a higher minimum wage, even today in America, Fox News is beginning to feel a little bit bitter. You're going to see that in this video.
Minimum wage increases go into effect today in 15 cities spread across 5 states. I think this is the march towards $15 an hour.
It's a march toward robotics is what it is. You're going to have kiosks that are going to be able to sell things to people. This we have learned from Seattle and some other cities that have already implemented it, that jobs are lost. And others, of course, are putting fast food places are putting in robotics and kiosks so you can order your own food.
The minimum wage in Bermuda must be about $3,000 an hour. It's a very expensive place.
There actually isn't a minimum wage here right now. You see some of our young kids. I run a program for at-risk kids down sacking groceries about age 12, and they work off tips. So there isn't actually a minimum wage here.
Yeah.
And it actually works fine. The problem I have with this $15 minimum wage is why 15? Because it looks good on a bumper sticker?
Yeah, why
They're
not?
not talking about fixing anything. They're not tied to inflation in a basket of wages, so you take it out of politics and union hands. That's all it is.
$15 an hour for a 40-hour week is $30,000 a year.
It's supposed to be an entry-level job. It's not supposed to be a career. And by the way, AWOL in this debate, when you have things in the administration like raising overtime pay, depending on the skill set, and minimum wages, watch out. College tuition goes up.
That's right, because of all those people who work minimum wage in the colleges. You got that right.
Man, competition, about 6 people fighting to be the most reprehensible.
Well, I was going to say, it's great to have that difference of opinion there. I mean, it's, like, look, the 4 of us with their difference of opinion here, watching that, it's unbelievable. The one thing that I find so incredible is where they talk about robotics, the woman who talked about robotics, right? Because of minimum wage, airlines have been doing robotics, banks do robotics. It has nothing to do with robotics. You're going to have... They're going that way anyway, and because these big companies don't want to pay forget if it's minimum wage at 7 or 12 or 15, they don't want to pay people. So they're going to be doing these robotics as they've done. They're machines that you check in with at the airport. That you go to the bank now and they sort of usher you to a machine. I don't know when the usher is going to be put out of business, but it's unbelievable that they're going to blame the lowest wage earners for wanting
robotics.
more for robotics and technological progress. Incredible.
And it's actually starting to move into areas you might not expect. And so they're basically saying if you pay a group of people more money than they should earn, then robotics will develop. And look at cable news hosts. They get paid tons, and you watch Wolf Blitzer, I think it's happening.
No!
They've taken over.
The robots have arrived. Okay.
And then you've got the guy in the suit, and he's like, they work on tips, and they're totally happy. They've got nothing. It's amazing. $40,000? They're not starving? They only work a full-time job all year long. Why aren't they fighting for bread crusts? These guys will not say it, but I don't know how much they make. They make so many times more than $30,000 a year. All they want is to ride their carriage down a city street and occasionally toss a gold coin at a peasant boy. That's what they want.
Let's talk about the minimum wage. Who can we get in Bermuda? I mean, that's the most unbelievable thing to me.
That guy, I mean, that was the most colonial thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And
They work for tips,
it's
fine.
amazing how they don't get it. Like, if he got it, he'd be like, ooh, I shouldn't be smiling as hard as I am now. As I tell you about the 12-year-old Caribbean boys I use without paying them.
Without paying them.
They're like
child labor. Not only that, they're not being paid.
And by the way, those kids are not on to say, hey, it's working great here in Bermuda. He's on saying, it works great here. We don't have to pay him at all.
And they have,
I mean, out of the goodness of our heart, we decided to give him a little tip, your proverbial coin in the street, out of your carriage. Well, that works great for us because we're in control.
So go ahead. In Denmark, so this whole idea of, well, you raise the minimum wage, they're just going to get a machine to do it. By the way, they have machines that dispense food all the time. They don't do that right now because people don't want to fucking go buy food from a machine. That's right. They already have it. And you can look at
it. They closed the automats in New York. They
had it.
In the 50s.
Japan has vending machines for everything.
They got vending machines for everything. They already have these things. So that's just a bullshit talking point. And you look at the cities that already implemented the $15 minimum wage. They didn't close their Jack in the Box. They didn't close their Burger King or their Pollo Loco. They're still there, right? Denmark. You know what a McDonald's employee makes in Denmark? $20 an hour. And guess what? McDonald's making lots of money in Denmark. How the fuck can they do that? Turns out when you post your quarterly profits that show billions of dollars in profits, maybe you shouldn't then say, I can't afford to pay you $15 an hour, because everyone knows you can.
Yeah, and they say the $15, where does that come from? Katie Halpert retweeted, some right-winger is like, $15, $12, it literally doesn't make a difference. But why don't you go for the $12 an hour? And we'll see if it doesn't literally make a difference. First of all, it literally does make a difference. The difference is $3 an hour. I calculated it. But also, $15...
Quite literal.
We can debate where it should be. And I always find it weird that now you're only allowed to suggest $12 or $15. I don't understand why that's the case. Why not $14? But anyway, the minimum wage should have reached $21.72 an hour in 2012 if it kept up with increases in worker productivity and inflation. This is from a study back in 2013. Even if the minimum wage kept up with inflation since it peaked back around the 1960s, and we didn't adapt to changes in productivity, it should be at $10.52, which is significantly higher than the criticized Obama State of the Union suggestion a couple of years ago to maybe we can get it to $9. Okay, that's if you don't even take into account that like technology and education has made us so much more productive than we used to be. So you can analyze this whatever way you want. They're being ripped off today. Okay, so and you shouldn't expect that at Fox Business they're going to accept that or care.
So let's not forget that the current minimum wage is $7.25. It's nowhere near $15. And as they all pointed out, we have robotics anyway. It's coming. Secondly, if the conservatives say there's no difference at all between 12 and 15, great. We think there is, you think there isn't, so it doesn't bother you at all. Let's go with 15. Problem solved. You got a deal. Third of all, if you say, well, that's based on nothing, well, John just told you a rational calculation for it, then great. Let's go with $21.72. You got a deal. Oh, you don't want to do any of that because you protect the rich, and that's the whole point of Fox Business. And so they don't even want to pay $7.25. They'd rather use 12-year-old Caribbean boys for free. So, and by the way, we've had that model before. We know how that model ends up. Yeah. And so, finally, I just want to discuss how disgusted I am, not just with the entire panel and their, like, oh, I do declare attitude. Like, oh, why are we paying these people anyway? Shouldn't they be working for us for free?
For a bumper sticker? How about that line? I mean, that's unbelievable.
But particularly Elizabeth MacDonald there for being so clueless. She said there's supposed to be an entry-level job. It's not supposed to be a career. Well, that's the entire problem, Elizabeth. So you've got so many people who are now in an economy where that is their career. You paint it as, oh, you see, they're bums. If only they were better people or worked harder, they would move on to other jobs. But we've actually interviewed them because we care about them, as opposed to you guys who either use them for a talking point or just are paid to make sure they get paid less by your benefactors. So when you talk to them, they say, oh my God, I would love a better job. I've been searching for years and years. I'm working my ass off at one minimum wage job. Oftentimes, people say I'm working my ass off at 2 minimum wage jobs, and in my off time, I'm going to try to find a non-minimum wage job, which oftentimes does not exist, except in Washington and New York, where there's a lot of really high-paying jobs for people who go on TV and spread the propaganda of the very, very wealthy and corporations that tell you there's plenty of jobs for everybody. Let's lower the minimum wage. You don't need any of that money. Just give more tax cuts to corporations. If you're in that line of work, you're right. It's much better pay.
Exactly. Jack, if they can't, if these people can't find enough food to eat on the money they're being paid right now, why don't they just eat cake?
Oh, damn it, I didn't think of that. That's a good counterpoint. We should do a show together. Point, counterpoint.
Good name.
The fact that Stuart Varney said the 30,000
they're going to make $30,000, which is a...
Man, for him to say, like, that's too much for you lowly people. You're going to make 30,000? You should make a lot less.
You should make a lot less for working full-time.
Full-time.
Right.
That's not even with health care, 30,000. That's not what that...
And that's our goal of $15.
Yeah. That's
and we're at $7.25 right now. And these guys are still bitter about it. Like,
not just bitter, they would eliminate that minimum wage if they could. They would destroy that. You'd be paid $3 an hour if they could do that.
It's amazing. Why don't you just change the name of the network from Fox Business Network to Please Storm Our Castle?
Right. The Democratic platform today released part of it anyway. $15 an hour is part of the Democratic platform at the convention.